Hi, I'm Samie Bisaso, singer, songwriter, composer, member of the American Association of Composers, Authors and Publishers, ASCAP. I'm often associated with music that can be described as spiritually inspirational. My love for God makes me a man of who I am today and inspires the music that I put out. Originally, I come from Uganda, East Africa. Currently, I'm based in Boston, Massachusetts, USA. As I was growing up, music was all around me, from the church choir to the radio station to my pastor, who had a big collection of music from various artists. But it was from the time I was about 11 that my love for music grew so much that I joined the church choir, and I've been doing music ever since. As I was growing up, my main influences were my church choir, field disco. I used to listen to songs like "He's Alive Today, He's No Longer Where I Was Laid." I loved the trumpet and the voice in that song. Steve Chapman, Ray Boltz, Angel and Veronica, the African group Limit X, Michael Bolton. I loved his vocal posture, to mention but a few. Right now, my main influences include my vocal celebrity coach, Mr. Raja Banley from Hollywood, California, artists like Dietrich Haddon, Isaac Carey, Carrie Job, Darren Check, Marvin Sapp, to mention but a few. There was a time when I was so confused over so many career choices. So I decided to pray and ask God for His guidance and His direction. And it was through this time of prayer that God gave me a song called "I Give My All" from Psalm 16 verse 5. And I felt God was telling me to give Him my all, and that includes my musical talent, so that He can use it to bless people and for His glory. Like a ship without a sail. My current home church is Eagle Heights Church, Revere, Boston, Massachusetts. I need your grace, you're my protection. My latest project is called "Lost Without You" in stores now. It comprises of 11 tracks released in 2012, available on iTunes, Amazon, CD Baby, eMusic, Google Play, and other online music stores worldwide. "Lost Without You," the album lead single, has made unprecedented success when it entered the social media like the internet radio, YouTube, Reverb Nation, where it became #1 within a week, following my nomination to perform in the Massachusetts Solo Artist Award 2013 by the Bridging the Music Company in Massachusetts. The beauty behind "Lost Without You" album is its ability to display a spiritual relationship without sounding preachy. "Lost Without You" album has meaningful and inspiring lyrics presented with passion through my original sound. It is the love, God's love, that I present in my message that appeals to listeners of all ages and creeds. The album has a powerful voice in uplifting the broken off the floor to a place of hope and praise to God. It is my hope and prayer that people who listen to this album, "Lost Without You," may feel the strength and the intercession that was taking place while working on this album, that they may not listen to hear my voice, but the message behind the music. My greatest inspiration for the album "Lost Without You" is drawn from Job 12:10, "In whose hand is the life of every creature and the breath of all mankind." Where there's no way, there's no going. Where there's no truth, there's no knowing. Where there's no life, there's no living. God is the way, the truth, and the life. Without Him in our lives, or if we dispel Him in our conscience in our life, we can never make it. We are created to be entirely dependent on Him. Hence the album lead title, "Lost Without You."
lost without you.
My vision for this particular album was to be a call to accommodate all audiences, because ministry should cater to people from all walks of life. And the message is love, the number one thing we should be striving for, the love of Christ. That is the heartbeat of this recording and the message of this album. The story behind Breathe on Me and the inspiration is drawn from Ezekiel 37 verse 1 to 14. Behold, I'll cause breath into you, and you shall live, and know that I am the Lord. The message in this song, Breathe on Me, is meant for people who are going through tough situations, who need the breath of God to breathe life into their situations.
Breathe on me. I long for your presence.
The story and the inspiration behind I'm Not the Same is drawn from Matthew 9:20 to 22. It's about the woman who had an issue of blood over 12 years, but when she touched the hem of Jesus, she was never the same. When you touch the hem of his garment, you can never be the same. So is the inspiration of the story, I'm Not the Same.
I was bound, but now I'm free. Jesus is the one who set the captives free. He took my shame away, and I can never be the same.
The story behind I Didn't Know and the inspiration is drawn from John 3:16. Talks about how God so much loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. So personally, I didn't know how high, how wide, how deep is the Father's love for me. I didn't know that God so much loved me to the extent of sending his son to die on the cross for me. So is the song I Didn't Know.
Yet you died for me. Your overwhelming love for me, ransom of my soul. You're the reason for living in this world. That you loved me this much. You gave up your life for me. Lord, I didn't know. Lord, I didn't know.
The story behind I Give My All and the inspiration is drawn from Psalm 16 verse 5. You alone are my inheritance, my cup of blessing. You guard all that is mine. To you I give my all. So is the song I Give My All.
Love, I give my all to you. There is nothing that can separate me from your love.
The story behind It Can Only Be You and the inspiration is drawn from Genesis chapter 1 verse 1 to 3. It talks about how God created the universe. Everything I see around me reminds me about God who created the heaven and the earth.
Who put this together? It can only be you. 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 It can only be you.
The story behind God is My Life and the inspiration is drawn from Job 12:10. God is the creation of life itself and the breath of all mankind. There are times when you are so broken that all you can do is to sing over yourself with words like, God is for me, God's my life. But I believe that it's one of the songs that people can use to remember that if God is for us, who can be against us? God is my life.
Every morning when I wake up I thank Him. When the sun goes down I do the same thing. Yeah, I don't know where will I be without Him. My sun will shine, my breath will fade away. Ooh, I come to you just as I am. You said if I ever need you, just call your name. I know I mess up sometimes, but I need you in my life. God is my life, my life, my life. If you even let me hear you say, oh, 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 and I will praise for the rest. God is my life, my life, my life.
The story behind Walk in Love and the inspiration is drawn from Ephesians 5:2, and walk in love as Christ has loved us. Our Lord Jesus demonstrated how to walk in love by His supreme example when He fed the hungry, healed the hurting, when He offered Himself up on the cross, when He washed the disciples' feet, when He healed the hurting. He taught us how to walk in love.
Without it I'm nothing. Without it I'm nothing. Because of love, your love, you came down just for me. Came down just for me. Because of love, your love, you gave up all for me. Gave up all for me. Let's walk in love. Let's walk in love. Let's walk in love. Let's walk in love. Let's walk in love.
The story behind the one for me and the inspiration is drawn from the scripture which says, a good wife comes from the Lord, knowing that God has the right person for each one of His children.
You're the one I waited for. I dreamed of. You're the one. Thank God I found you. You're the one I prayed for. You're the one to complete my life. You came along, an angel from above.
This Is My Vow is another Christian love song. Talks about the importance of making the marriage vows before God.
Like a bird in the morning with a song, I thank God for every answer prayer this day. You're everything I've tried to find in this world. The love of my life. This is my vow to you before the Lord. I won't forget the day you came in my life. When the cares of this world overwhelm you, just remember, taking by His word, He created the universe. 'cause nothing is impossible. If you can walk on water, he can raise the dead. He'll save you. He'll save you. He'll carry you through. Take you into my life, wow. Turn my morning to dancing. Thank you for that. Oh, Lord, I thank you for that. The day you came in my life.
Before I released my album, I went through a season that was uncomfortable, losing close people including my father. I was literally having to hold on to my heart, but I had to trust the Lord, knowing that He had everything in control. It was a season that stretched me, and I learned to trust God in the middle of every storm. And ever since then, I've grown both personally and professionally to be who God made me to be and do everything that God has me to do. In the music industry, there are so many challenges that we go through as artists that can make you lose focus and give up. But staying true to the assignment that God has given me has enabled me to come this far in my music career. I'm in a process of embarking on a live tour here in America, Europe, and Africa. Also in the process of finalizing my next album, 2014-2015. Where I am now in my career, I've seen so much. I've been fortunate enough to travel the world. I see a lot of people, meet a lot of faces. I see so many issues that are affecting the world today. How people live, all of the fighting, the bloodshedding, the madness that goes in the world today. And Walk in Love of my album is my way of speaking for the entire world as far as God's love is concerned. We want to live in the world full of love, and this song expresses that. When you listen to the songs on the album, the voices, the emotion that comes from it, I think people will be able to recognize of what Lost Without You mean to Samie Bisaso and how I represented it.
Still I'm nothing.
Follow me on my Twitter at Samie Bisaso, and like me on my Facebook, Samie Bisaso Official, and on MySpace and on YouTube, Samie Bisaso.